think we're on. Yes. Hey friends, welcome back to another one of my little postcards. Hope you enjoyed last week's tour diary while I was up in Scotland. I had an amazing tour. It's been a really great 6 weeks or so being out on and off, playing lots of shows over the pond and back home up in Scotland. It's good. It's nice to also be back here at HQ and make a little bit of a plan. I'm playing up in Sheffield on the 23rd of July at the Tramlines Festival, which I've not played before, so it will be a grand affair, I'm sure. But speaking of gigs, last Friday I had the pleasure and privilege of going to see Phil Collins play at Hyde Park for the British Summertime series of shows. It was such a special day with my buddy Joel. There was Phil Collins, who was outstanding. I've been waiting for this moment all my life. But more than that, before Phil Collins, Chaz and Dave played.
Stop talking, why don't you give me a rest? You got my red in the same place, 'cause I've been calling on my chest.
Oh my goodness. London's finest creators and curators of Cockney rock and roll, Rockney. That was so much fun. Something really interesting happened on Friday, which is what today's little postcard is about, is that the second I thought about Phil Collins and his music, I was instantly transported to being a little kid in my folks' car where the record he made with Genesis, Invisible Touch, was permanently lodged in the tape deck in the car. And I was listening to it on Friday, you know, getting in the mood. And I was just transported to being a little kid in London. I could smell the leather in the car seats. I could taste a big green apple. I was riding my bike and playing football in Hyde Park. I've not listened to that record in a while, but I was just instantly transported. That's just one of the, you know, amazing magical powers of music. Some songs, some records, you know, become milestones in our life, and you listen to someone's work and you know exactly what you were doing, what you weren't doing, who you were at that particular time. And so that's been on my mind the last couple of days, and I thought it was just a really interesting thing, and I'd love to know if that's the same for other people as well. I'm sure it is. I'm sure you must have a record that you think, oh well, that's when I went to uni. That reminds me of when I went traveling. That was, you know, me making a major mistake in my life, or what have you. So, you know, for me, things like Urban Hymns by The Verve, I listen to that and I think about when I left home for the first time and what an exciting experience that was. And there's others as well, you know. There's Gold by Ryan Adams. So I was working at a record company. I was working up in the stock room. It's an amazing place to be, surrounded by really cool people. I heard this record, and even though I was well and truly on my way to being a musician, that record just encouraged me. And other important milestones as well. You know, Tempest by Bob Dylan. That was the summer that I decided I was gonna cut my own records, I was gonna press vinyls, and I was gonna tour and go and, you know, look for my audience, which I did and I'm doing, and by hook or by crook, I'm making it work. So it's just the magic, amazing power of a record, that you listen to it and you associate it with what's going on in your life at that time. And those two things become kind of locked together inside. I think so anyway. So I'd love to know if that's the same for you, and if it is, please let me know what albums or what songs you associate with specific points, milestones in your life. I'd love to know. So leave me a comment, and that's it for this week. Thank you for being here. Leave me a comment. Let me know about music that has accompanied you in important parts of your life. I'd love to know. That's it. All right. Well, listen, I will see you next week, and take care of each other. Goodbye.